Hey, this is Terry Allen from OXEN Technology, following up with you on part 2 of our video short series discussing next generation antivirus, or what is more commonly referred to as endpoint protection. So in our first video, we talked about kind of differentiating endpoint protection from the more traditional antivirus that many of us are accustomed to maintaining. And so today I want to talk about, continue this conversation to kind of talk to you a little bit about these next generation tools, kind of what are the functions, what types of next generation functions are we talking about? So these tools have been around for a while, but in many cases they required a significant investment. And so, many of these platforms have been used in enterprise companies, 500, 5,000, 10,000 seats. But generally, next generation tool sets for quite a while now have just not been accessible or affordable by the small business until recently. Let's talk about what some of these advanced tool sets are. So first thing I want to touch on is I want to revisit here behavioral analysis. And so if you recall in the previous video, we talked about how traditional antivirus has largely been based on signature-based detection. And the problem with that is that malware is gotten very sophisticated in that it's able to change its signature, it's able to evolve. So behavioral analysis lessens the dependency on signature-based detection and moves more towards looking at the behavior of software running on your computer in order to know when something's up, right? When something bad is happening, we want to be able to block that very quickly based on its behavior. So another thing that helps make this possible is what many of you are probably hearing about artificial intelligence, or what's also referred to as machine learning. So next generation tool sets offer the capability of having local AI on the machine. So you've got enough intelligence built into your local the local agent that's running on your computer to enable quick decision making. Again, you want quick analysis. Right? You see something bad, you want to block that, and you want quick decision making. And it's important to note here, you don't want this to happen when you're just online, the internet, but you want that quick decision making and that quick analysis to be capable even when you're offline and you're disconnected from a network. Very few places are we offline these days. But if I'm traveling, or I'm in a hotel room, or I'm just like maybe I'm on an airplane, somewhere where I'm disconnected, right? But I want to be able to work. If I activate some malicious software, or I click on something, or something happens in an offline mode that activates malicious software, I want to make sure I've got enough protection there that's going to be able to operate in an offline capacity that's going to be able to continue to protect me even when I'm offline. So behavioral analysis and then local AI, very, very important. All right, so in addition to being able to remediate or stop threats, we also want to be able to repair the damage. And if necessary, we want to be able to roll back a system to a point in time before the malicious software started negatively impacting our system. And so if you've got 10 or 15 desktops that get taken out by ransomware, you want to be able to recover from that quickly. And so next generation tool sets, like what I'm talking about, are going to give you tools that enable you to quickly roll back to a point in time prior to the attack, prior to the time that the damage was done. And so that gives you very rich set of capabilities in terms of getting your business back online and getting your people functioning again. Another next generation functionality is threat hunting capabilities. And so this gets a little bit more technical, but it really has to do with having capabilities to mine the rich set of data that's available in your network. Now, I'm not talking about your file server data or your customer data. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about all the technical data, that log files and all of the stuff that collects on your network in, I'm going to say, the bowels of the system, the stuff that you don't even know that's there, all of the data and telemetry and things that are being collected. Threat hunting capabilities give us tools that are able to tap into all of that technical data in order to mine it for anomalous activity. So threat hunting capabilities are very important. Also, threat intelligence. And this is one of the areas where I think as a practitioner, I really welcome having these types of tools in our toolbox. So what threat intelligence enables us to do is after an attack occurs, it's going to give us a forensic trail of evidence. We want to show not only what happened in that environment, but show us a sequence timeline of events. Break it down. What devices were impacted? Was it one device? Did that device talk to other devices? Did it leave the confines of my network? Did it go out on the internet? I want to know that. If something left my computer or my file server and went to a remote server in another country, I want to know about that, and I need to know what left, because I may need to tell somebody about that. So threat intelligence gives us a lot of capability to be able to reconstruct what happened after an attack occurs. Real quickly, device control. I want to talk about just the ability for us to have very granular controls over what's plugged into your devices. USB ports open up a huge channel for all kinds of devices to be plugged into your network, and that introduces opportunities for data to be lost, for data to be exfiltrated or taken off your network. Device control gives you the ability to really control what can be plugged into your devices using USB ports. Firewall controls, lastly, another fantastic tool. Firewalls are great, but you got to manage them and keep your sanity at the same time. But increasing importance today is that we want to be able to maintain consistency of firewall control, even when devices go home, right? Or they're sitting in a coffee shop. So if you're like me, I'm on networks all the time, right? Well, my company wants to make sure that my device is secure from all of the remote networks that I attach to. And so firewall control ensures the ability to have kind of a uniform policy that's always going to apply to your devices no matter where that device is. These are just some of the functions that we're excited about as we think about securing clients better and making sure that your network is yours, stays yours, and then if something does happen, we can get it back under your control very quickly. Okay, we're going to leave it at that. I'm Terry Allen, your Shared CIO with OXEN Technology. Thanks for listening.